There is no time to waste. It is pumpkin spice season, and there are going to be a handful of cereals I know you're going to see on the shelves, and someone is going to ask me, what's the best one? So what I want to do is just talk about all the ones I know about right now and let you know what I think is the worst, what I think is the best, and maybe think you should buy or ignore. All right? Let's do this.
I've got cereal on my mind every day and night. With cereal by my side, the whole world feels right.
So I have a bowl of the Frosted Mini Wheats Pumpkin Spice poured already. I'm gonna start there. The cereal looks great. It smells super festive. It tastes like mini wheats with a little hint of pumpkin spice. And at the end, the milk is, to be honest, a little disappointing. It's mostly just milk, which is fine. Milk is what we want in our cereal, but the flavor is so good, it's staying on these little things that you'll never taste it in the actual milk. But I ended up giving this stuff a 3 out of 5. I thought it was pretty dang good. I want to make the jump from Kellogg's all the way to Cheerios with pumpkin spice Cheerios. Now this stuff, while it actually has pumpkin puree in it, which is pretty interesting because most of the other ones don't, they're all comprised of cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and allspice. This actually has pumpkin. Now, it tastes good, smells good, but when you pour the milk in, the flavor just washes right off and you're basically left with regular Cheerios, which I'm not gonna say is a terrible thing because as soon as you drink that milk, you're like, oh, that's where all the flavor went. But it is gonna dock points because I want flavorful milk that adds and compounds the flavor I get on the cereal. It just doesn't happen here. I give Cheerios now in 2017 a 2.75 out of 5. Now let's jump back to Kellogg's with Special K Pumpkin Spice. This cereal looks like it's gonna be great. It's the Special K flakes you love. Instead of strawberries this time, you got clusters of the same cinnamon, spice, ginger, nutmeg in the cereal, you know? Thing is that you don't really get those clusters. You just get the flakes. They're far outnumbered. Like I barely got any in my bowl. Then when I actually did get one of those clusters, I was like, oh, this is just awful. I hated it. I hated it so much that I was like, no, it's a bad cereal. And the milk at the end, guess what? It doesn't taste like much of anything, so what a waste of time. Don't buy this one. Anyone might mention before this, sure, but this one sucks. Don't indulge Special K and Kellogg's in this particular cereal, okay? I gave it a 1 out of 5. Now let's take just a skip across the pond, so to speak, and talk about Puffins Pumpkin. I have not had Puffins in a very long time, and to be honest, I don't remember much about them besides they weren't very sweet. Now, that only thing I remembered must be the only thing that's relevant with Puffins because while these look really good, right? You see, they look just like Crunch Bundles but bigger and you assume, oh, they're gonna have all the flavor of Captain Crunch, but pumpkin, they don't. Sadly, there's just really not much here. And in fact, it doesn't smell like much of anything. There's like no scent. I ate the cereal, it tasted like I was eating a box. Crunching, crunching, crunching. Where's the flavor? And then when I had the milk, I was like, oh, just more box. I hate them so much, I'm gonna give these ones a 0 out of 10. You should light these things on fire and just forget that they exist. Don't ever, ever, ever buy this cereal. Moving on to the last, which is my favorite, actually, which is Life Pumpkin Spice. Now, Life, Cinnamon Life in particular, is the best version of Life, besides my own, of course. And I like those, but Life, we all know that it gets really soggy. You can see the cereal pieces, they look like glorified pallets that you'll find at Walmart, Costco, Target, anytime they're moving big shipments around. That's what this is in cereal form. So it's thin, it's crunchy, but it gets soggy so quick. What's surprising about this is the pumpkin spice flavor actually compounds, and I felt like the more I ate it, the more powerful that flavor was. Wow. Now there's no real pumpkin in Life Pumpkin Spice, but that doesn't really matter because most of the other ones didn't have it either. This one had just the most seasonal delicious flavor, you know? And I love that stuff. So I'm not gonna say it's amazing because I don't think it's amazing, but I do think it's the best out of all the pumpkin spice cereals we've had so far. I ended up giving this one a 3 out of 5. And that's my opinion, and to be honest, I'm not too hot on the pumpkin spice flavor outside of pumpkin spice lattes because those things are delicious and I actually could go for one right now. But that's just what I think about these things, and I'm sure you found pumpkin spice cereals that I don't have on the shelf, and if you do have them, tell me about them in the link below because I'd love to try them out just to see if Life is going to remain the king of pumpkin spice in my life or if it's going to be dethroned by something else, right? Otherwise, guys, remember, click like, subscribe, tell your friends about the show, and we'll talk sometime again soon, okay? Have a great pumpkin spice season, and I'll catch you guys back here for the Halloween cereals update whenever I find those in my area, but they're not here right now. All right, okay. Oh, and guys, remember, the best time to eat cereal is right now.